place. And now we have this. So, Eagle Factory going to level 7 there. And soon enough, things will be getting rolling a bit faster here, I think. Or at least it's looking like it will be. Simply because of the fact... Oh. Raptor skins. Well, looks like the Raptor skins was not a good idea. Alright. So now we just gotta see yeah. Oh my, a mammoth invasion. Wherever did it come from? You know, I feel like the mammoths got brought by us, by Morgan or something like that. There, because you know, it's a little too suspicious or something. Speaking of mammoths, got a base encounter of mammoths. Oh yeah. So because of being level 19, I think, or something, all the enemy encounters that spawn have leveled up a bit at least. I don't know exactly if it's all of them, but you know, it's a level 21 encounter, which I assume means it's a stronger encounter than some of the other encounters. But can't know for certain. Well, unless I look it up, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Now, either way, got what am I looking at here? Building stuff. Building another warehouse. Now you see these warehouses? They seemed like a good investment at the time, right? And I mean, obviously they would be required for the long term, but warehouses take up so many populations that it's just kind of, maybe I shouldn't have been building the warehouse, several of the full-on warehouses at this point. Not only for lack of gold, but lack of needing that many resources or that much resource capacity. Because the resource capacity is both it's both good and bad. You know, it's good to have the resource capacity, but at the same time, with the normal warehouses, having the resource capacity also means that you're effectively tying up a huge amount of your total populations into the resource capacity. Because it's a lot of population. But yeah. That's one of the things. I think I've said this before, but I do wish that the normal resource storages were a little bit less bad in comparison to the nanopod ones. Like, even if the nanopod ones were improved, the normal ones could be, you know, less bad. Because 500 capacity for 8 population, and you'd have to like build what 7 of those to get the capacity to build a single one of the 1,000 capacity ones. I've probably talked about this before at some point. Probably because it's something that's just that annoying to me, at least. I mean, sure, it gives a reason to spend the money, pay to win, blah blah blah, and I'm sure stuff will be changed around and updated and everything. But it's not like I mean, it's really not like I don't know. Not sure how long it'll take either way to get to the point where stuff gets rebalanced like that. Huh. Yeah. So alert house, look what's here. I've come for you all. Warlord Gantas, but stand aside, everyone. Fool! I'll crush you in front of all my dual Gantas at the campfire. So you see, this is Warlord Gantas. Obviously. The only issue is he only does 23 damage. And he takes a lot more damage than he deals. It's a pretty easy duel there. And the reason why, of course, there's Perkins saying winning is only half the battle. And don't come back. Indeed, your show has raised many spirits here. I haven't heard my people laugh so hard in a long time, right? And wait, show? Laugh? Your slave boy Perkins made a fine Gantas. He needs to control the cracking of his voice. Your performance was adequate, but I admire how it actually appeared. You were shooting at him. We were all greatly entertained. My people have not been turned to your cause, but they are appreciative. I think I need to go now. I'm gonna have to stop underestimating these people. And now, we move on to actually helping instead of creating problems and putting on shows and stuff. Not enough water to drink, give to the animals, give to all the farmers, and lace these two up to our necks. Okay, I get the message. But if we're gonna do anything, we gotta train Raptors of burdens and make shovels. Which not gonna be possible just yet. That's one of the longer quests there. I mean, there's an even longer one coming up. I know that. It's one of the boar quests where you gotta build like 20 hot dogs or something. It's not 20 hot dogs, but it's like 5 and 3 other boar meat products. I really should have built a second boar pin for that, but you know, that's the kind of thing that you think about in hindsight, and you're like, well, it would have gone way faster had I done this, or well, I guess I could have done that instead. I mean, I do think that, yeah, Whoops. So there are a lot of quests in this game. The story and dialogue are pretty fun. I don't know why I'm suddenly giving a game review, so I don't know. 5 stars or something? Probably. I mean, why else would I be making a video on something like this, right? It's got room for a wimp this time. So the mini tanks are gonna hold up pretty well against just about everything until the point comes when they just don't, and they get like 2-tapped by everything. It's like the scaling and stuff is a bit funky in this game. Like sometimes you'll have a unit that survives pretty well, and then you'll run into a unit that just one-shots it. I mean, the demo man already did that and already proved that, but he's kind of like a very early game exception to the normal progression of units. Or the TF2 units in general are kind of an exception to the normal progression of units. Because they're meant to scale into the late game, so even though you can only like rank them up every 10 levels, or once every 10 levels, and you unlock them at level 10, but even with that, they're meant to scale way into the late game, I think, is what I mean, I don't know if they actually scale all the way to the late game, but I know they scale to like a decently high level, up to the point where you can get like, you know, the better replacements, or the better units from the various training facilities. But to the point that the point is that they start out very strong and they scale pretty well, but they do slowly scale off, like slowly fall off as they scale. Basically. And since they slowly fall off, eventually you'd want to replace them with a better unit, but the better units are pretty far out there. So when it comes to fighting those units, like I mean, we did do the last of the red base in the last one, so we won't be fighting any more of those units. So I believe the next units that are really gonna be an issue for the mini tanks, and by issue I mean like real issue where they like get 2-shot, are gonna be like the mammoths with the cannons and like the shotgun guy on top of them. Because the shotgun guy, those mammoths have like, you know, a ton of health, and the shotgun guy on top of them, like, I don't know if he does any damage or not. I think he just does like the normal damage of the shotgun guy, but then he's got the big cannons on the side, which are like, you know, 100 damage a piece. And, you know, 100 damage versus, you know, what's it gonna be, like 150, 170 health on a mini tank? Even with armor and stuff, I think they even have armor piercing on the big cannons. So those things are gonna be like easily capable of 2-shotting a mini tank, I think. And that's the point where the mini tanks are really gonna start to fall off. I mean, obviously there's gonna be the big 600 health mega raider towers, Also, those things, they already exist technically, so. But I think those things also can almost one-shot a mini-tank, in fact. I don't know if it's like guaranteed or if it's like, you know, RNG, but I know on a crit they definitely would. I don't know if they can crit, but I think they can. Most units can. I mean, some unit. I know there's some units that can't critical hit or score crits or anything, but most units should be able to. And now that's another thing that's kind of interesting. Imagine, like, you know how there's like the static defense pieces, like the pillbox and stuff, right? Imagine if you could just like move those around like you can with the sandbags. Like, I know there's like the portable wall, and then like the sandbags, and then there's like some other static defense unit. There's a couple others actually. Like there's a I can't think of any. But either way, there's like some other static defense units. But wouldn't it be interesting to have like a static defense mobile sort of raider unit that's just like one of the raider cannon towers or something on like tank treads? I mean, it'd be pretty. It might be a dumb unit, and it might not be very good compared to like, you know, actual units, but at the same time, it would probably fit with the Battle Nations theming and unit design. Yeah, I don't know about that one actually, but I feel like it'd be interesting. I mean, it probably wouldn't be anything special or like anything super. Wouldn't be all that. Wouldn't be super good because I mean, I think it'd just be, you know, like portable gun tower or something like that. Probably its biggest benefit would be like that it's like, you know, tall, so it can like shoot over stuff, or over like the frontline blocking units or something. You know, I kind of like that. It'd be like almost like a mini tank, sort of, or like one of the frontline tank units, except its main attack can shoot over units because of it being like, you know, tall and a raider tower or something. That might actually have some pretty good use cases, even if it's, you know, not nearly as tanky, because it could still be able to like shoot over stuff and deal a decent chunk of damage. I'd imagine, you know, decent chunk of damage. Rank up would probably be good also. And there's another thing that makes me think of. So if our units can like technically move, it would be interesting to have like a sort of battle where you can adjust the positions of your units on the board mid-combat. Like, let's say you have a unit that's squishy, but it's also only melee range, or like, you know, it has to be on the front row. So let's say you like spawn it in on the front row, or you place it on the front row in the first turn, and then or like in the preparation phase, and then you attack with it, and then you have it move back a square to be out of range of other melee stuff, and then later on you could move it up a square to attack with, or something like that. I mean, it'd be kind of an interesting system. It probably wouldn't be all that useful, or I mean, it would obviously be useful if, like, you know, you could move one unit per turn and attack with one unit per turn. But if it took up a full turn to move a unit, then it probably wouldn't ever see any use. Although, then you got the issues with I don't know if it would really work to have like the units be moving around during the combat sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't sound like it'd be such a hard thing to figure out as far as like development goes, but it also sounds like it would be like you'd have a lot of there'd be like a lot of cases where it could go wrong. Like, yeah, what if you accidentally, what if they forget to validate something or other, and you move your unit from the square with the mini tank's on to the square to the right of the mini tank, where it's technically off the board, and it actually can't be hit there or something like that. And I mean, I'm sure, you know, that extensive testing would be done and all that, but these are the sort of things that could happen, possibly, if, like, units were allowed to move around. I mean, probably wouldn't be an issue as long as they make sure to just, validate that the squares, the units can only move to the squares or whatever, so, I don't know. I don't know a lot about game development. I don't really know coding either, so I'm just saying stuff without really knowing what I'm saying stuff about, I guess. Which is, you know, as you do, or as one does, obviously the best way to say stuff is to be completely uninformed and to let people who care correct you. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so units moving during combat, I feel like it could be interesting. It would maybe have some tactical nuance to PvP if that was the case, or if units were moving during PvP. What else is there for me to say here? Oh, I think I know. It's real nice to have 5 mini tanks, even if not all of them can attack. I mean, it only takes 3 of the tanks to do the infinite attacking loop, because they have infinite ammo and 3 turn cooldown on the attack. But still, it's not like I mean, it's not like more isn't better or something. I mean, if you have the spaces and you want the units to take the damage, then I guess that works, right? Well, that is going to be the end of this one. So, yeah.